you so much for tuning in to a News You Can Use podcast. Wherever you are tuning in, please leave us a review and a rating. It helps us so much to be discovered by others like yourselves. So if this episode resonated with you, leave us a review and a rating wherever you're listening. Share the podcast with 5 other people. Thank you so much.
Do you want to bring balance to all the wireless radiation fields in your life, including 5G? The Omnia Radiation Balancer is a small sticker you can stick on any device. It changes the state of the field and creates a new resonance between the wireless radiation and your energy field. On the link below, you'll see all our testing results that show how the body responds excellently once you've made this change in your life. Plus, you can enter the discount code BBE in capital letters for a 10% discount. It's easy to bring balance back to your body with the Omnia Radiation Balancer.
Free your mind while it's time. What's up with that? I got one thing on my mind. What's up with that? Revolution. Yo, that's Pharaoh Chibomba. Please make me die 1,000 deaths in a day, and then I won't jump in the front while you put it down for the good time. Put it down for the good time. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Shalom, shalom. Hotel. Yeah, MIDT Records. B&B Productions. Rhythmic Sound. Love to rap. Yo, check it out. And all your local neighborhood stores.
Another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. My name is Frenchaire-Gardner, host of a News You Can Use podcast, the podcast to promote BIPOC business owners and musicians and artists to the diaspora, because the mainstream media is not doing a great job at promoting BIPOC business owners. So today we want to talk to Kelan Harper. Welcome to.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Can you hear me perfect?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sure. Okay. Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm doing great for coming to the show.
No, thank you for having me, ma'am. No, hey, thank you so much. I'm just gracious to be a part of this, and just be able to bring value to your show, and just allowing me to come on this show is just truly grateful, man. I'm just appreciative. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Kelan. So thank you to the audience for tuning in to a News You Can Use podcast. I do want to remind you to review the podcast wherever you are listening to the podcast, because it helps us to be discovered by more people like yourselves. And so if you're on Spotify, follow us and rate us and hit that bell so that you can be subscribed, and you'll get notification on when the next episode drops. Also, a few announcements is that we have Frenchaire-Gardner has books to be bought, and they will bring value to your lives. Finding Joy in the Journey Volume 2 is a 90-day devotional of healthy ways of finding joy during difficult times. She wrote the children's book, Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? A love letter to her 4 children, and a book to help any child or adult to recognize and remember that their biological parents still love them despite their separation due to foster care or adoption. We also have the book, The Strategy in Struggle, which is a mini ebook series on books to read, where 5 women entrepreneurs tell their inspirational business stories. And then I also have the book available for your purchase, The Single Save Struggle. The Struggle Continues. And that is an audiobook series where 8 authors tell their wild pandemic stories. You want to get in on that. And then you also have for your readership, Gold Nuggets for Entrepreneurs, Lessons That Change Your Life, which is an international #1 Amazon bestseller with 11 authors giving their expertise, tips, and resources in regards to being a great business person and entrepreneur. And those books are available on my website at frenchair.com, FRENCHAIRE.com /shop our books. And check out our art at Frenchie's Wonders .threadless.com, and all of that information will be on our show notes. So let's get into our interview. Well, let's talk to our business spotlight. I'm going to read his bio real quick so you can get an introduction of to who we're speaking with. His name is Kelan Harper. He is 19 years old from Haiti, Missouri, and is a personal developer in self-confidence. He helps young teens and middle-aged adults with low self-esteem to reach their highest potential of their self-esteem so that they're allowing themselves to live a peaceful and goal-oriented life. So, Kelan, again, welcome to the podcast. I
Thank
do
you so
want
much.
to, yes, I want to ask that you tell us more about yourself. Give us some historical background of who you are, where you're from, and where you at.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, of course, my name is Kelan Harper. I'm a 19-year-old from a small town called Hayti, Missouri. Actually, it's like a little area, that people like to call the Boo Hill because it's kind of shaped as a little Boo Hill. But it's a part of Missouri, as a whole. And growing up with two sisters and a mother, made me see a lot from a kid perspective, and ultimately, allowed me to see life from a different way than others do with the age that I am. And it allowed me to do what I do now. And I was always a kid that's very energetic, someone that is very into history, not only into history but into my family history as well. I'm just been somebody who is very curious, very aware, and and it allowed me to be the person to who I am now. So being a 19-year-old, with the experiences that I have, with the God-given blessings that I didn't learn through my experience, I just believe now it's time to of course, to spread it on to others who are looking for this kind of information, or this kind of message that I've been trying to reach out to, or give out to just being a kid, just with full of energy, and just been very curious and very aware, which allowed me to be who I am now. And and it led me to be in this position where I am now. So I can't do nothing but, of course, thank the Lord for everything that He has given me at this very moment in my life, and for what's to come. But of course, you got to meet God halfway. So all the work that I've been putting in, and just seeing it come to full circle, is only allowing me to push more, and just to let myself know that my job is far from being done. So that's the kind of that I am now, and that's the person that was led me to who I am now. And I'm just truly grateful to be a part of this podcast, man. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, tell us the name of your business, Kelan, and tell us more about what it is that you do with your business.
Okay, all right. So last year, of course, around 2022, of course, being a 19-year-old, I graduated last year in 2022. And as after the fact that I graduated, I decided to, of course, start my own clothing brand, which was established on June 25th of 2022, which was called Ultimate Masterpiece Apparel. It basically has the same representation of my coaching business, which is to never give up on your dreams and always focus on the ultimate task at hand. And the whole message as a whole, basically tells the kind of person that I am, and the kind of backstory, the background story that I'm trying to. I realized that your story is who you are, and being able to tell your story and being able to know your own story is very key, because there are others out here that wants to tell their own story, and there are others that are wanting the same kind of help that I've been trying to give out to others. And just by telling your story is something that I done learned along the way, which later on down the line, which around August and September, expanded into creating content. And my content basically represents the motivational mindset, habits, and relationships. And and it basically it correlated to my clothing brand, because I kind of wanted my videos, my content to tell my story for itself, and also to tell my clothing brand for itself as well. But exceeding all my expectations ever since I established last year in June. I realized that, I was exceeding all my expectations because of the Lord. It wasn't because of me, it was because of the Lord Himself. And seeing all of that stuff that's coming around full circle made me realize that, of course, I found my true passion, which is to, of course, to impact others and to, and to shed light onto others and to be able to, um, allow my energy to be contagious towards them the best way that I possibly could. And I realized, like, what would be the best way? You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I got my own clothing brand, even though I'm doing all in a short period of time, and being at the hometown that I am, that I am from, and doing it, at at that particular area at that point in time, what else do I need to do? Because I feel like that my job wasn't done. And I realized that, later on down the line, what I'm saying, meeting and networking with different intelligent people made me realize that being a coach would be something that I would be that I would love to be interested in doing. So, but by the Lord's will, man, I just been following the Lord's route every single day, and just through my whole journey as I started my clothing, as I started my brand to begin with. And it made me realize that, I wanted to, what I'm saying, expand my business. I wanted to get closer to God. I wanted to have a better relationship with God, learn Him from scratch, and I feel like what was the best way to do that. And I believe the best way, well, not just me, God believed that the best way for me to do that was to, of course, leave my hometown and to of course go to a different area and to learn myself from that way, basically start fresh, take away the old and bring into the new. And I realized that, leaving my hometown was not something that, that I was thinking about from the very beginning, of course. But, seeing that it was God's plan and seeing that everything was already coming around full circle made me only want to go even stronger with this. So I decided, as soon as the 2023 hit, January 1st, I decided to leave my hometown, of course, and, move to a different area, which is, of course, I'm currently staying in now in Indiana. And, with that being said, it allowed me to, learn myself, what I'm saying, learn from scratch, what I'm saying, like, and to also get closer to God, and and to also learn, the coaching business and the personal development coaching business from scratch. And, just being down here, what I'm saying, and just learning God and just learning myself, and, bringing in new habits and bringing in new routines in my life only made me an even stronger person and being a more intelligent person than I'm already am. And I'm just, the things that I done been through, few months, the cream. Where when I first started my clothing brand, I mean my coaching business, I started off with, of course, with different potential, different, with different, practice clients, and they allowed me to, of course, to come into their life and try to change it for the better, which I was grateful towards, and just being able to change others, lives, and to also get testimonials from them, which I did not ask for, but was truly gracious, only made me want to go coaching business. And I building a coaching program would be something that would be very vital and be very key to others. And being able to tell my story, this is I just came up with. This is like this basically the step-by-step process that I didn't went through as a person to get to where I am now. And it took me over 5 months to program, which of course started with the 5-step process, and then later on down the line, which went through the website, the PDF, and everything, etc. And now I can finally say that my coaching program was launched 2 weeks ago, and just now on the cusp of just continuing to shed light onto others and spread the message, and to let people know that this kind of information is something very vital and something that you will not get from anybody. And and just now I'm just on the cusp of just going with the journey of my coaching business, and I'm just truly grateful to be where I am now by the graces of the Lord, by the gratefulness of the Lord Himself, and just continue to meet God halfway, ma'am. But yes, ma'am, that's I started off with a clothing brand, and then later on down the line transitioned into a personal development business. And yes, ma'am, that's currently where I am at this very moment. Yes, ma'am.
Very nice.
Thank you so much.
And far as your coaching goes, what is the goal of your coaching services?
Well, the goal is, of course, to allow others, to learn themselves, to learn their true strengths and abilities. Because a lot of us, the sad truth of it all is that we may think we know ourselves, but we truly don't know our own selves. And I know that because of who I am and what I learned through my journey so far. Being a kid who was always energetic, being a kid who was always into history, and not only family history. I mean, but not only history, but family history, made me learn a lot about my family and where they came from and where I'm from, and it just allowed me, to dig deeper into who I am as a person. And the more that I just learned myself through time, and like, made me only care about myself even more, because it made me realize that it's a lot to learn in this thing called life, and you learn something new every single day. But also with elevation and and with and with prosperity, it comes with facing your own reality. And without facing our own realities, how can we prosper? How can we, elevate into the person that we truly want to be? And and without elevation, without prosperity, it's going to be hard for us to open more doors for ourselves. And what I mean by open doors is more opportunities for ourselves. And we always want to be, we always want to take them opportunities where it is given, because it only takes one opportunity to change your life. And and people in this day and age, into middle-aged adults, of course, being a young, of course, you got to realize from your own perspective that sometimes it's your fault, but it's not your fault, because you only know what you know. Same goes as for middle-aged adults. We only know what we know through our own personal experiences. But without taking the time out to learn ourselves, and without taking the time out to learn our true history, how can we be able to prosper and elevate into the person that we were so desperately trying to be? And that keeps us from and that keeps us from elevating, and that keeps us to be settled. And the thing, I don't like the word settle, because being able to be settled lets you know that you are satisfied with what your life is at this very moment in your life. And just being satisfied with where you are now would not prepare you for what's to come. Because the thing about life, it's about evolution. Life involves every single day. So if you don't evolve with life, you're gonna be stuck until you're finally seeing the light, until God finally allows you to see the light that you were so desperately trying to get out of. And it's like, I got a saying for that. When you go in the dark and you just walking, let's say you're in a tunnel, and you're in the and you just feel like you're going the wrong way, but you're settling. You're only gonna and just continue to stop, and just continue to walk, and continue to stop. When in reality, continue to keep going in order until you see the light. And once you see the light, you will eventually know that you are that God set you out to do. And just being able to know your own self, and to be able to know that your right path is what ultimately matters. A lot of us, and I believe it's time, to learn our true selves and to know our true abilities in this thing called life, because we all our own people. We have our own journeys. We all have the same conscience, but we all have different paths, and we all need to find out, our own personal experiences. And that's the goal that I'm just trying to others, just to learn themselves, learn that life is about learning through experiences, and to bring out the old and bring into the new. Because without learning, how can you grow? There's no prosperity. Without prosperity, there's no opportunities. And that's just the message that I'm just trying to give out to others, at this day and age, by the graces of God, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I understand that.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is true. That you do have to find out and get to know who you are, and
Yes, ma'am.
finding out who you are able to find the path, your purpose, and your passions.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, and those are important things to discover as you live this planet. Are you wasting away and just living for nothing?
Exactly.
So tell us. Tell us, Kelan, more about your 21-day self-confidence challenge.
Well, of course, the itself is called the 21-day self-confidence challenge. It's basically a 5-step process to, of course, to help young teenagers and middle-aged adults with low self-esteem to reach their highest potential of their self-esteem, so that they, of course, live the peaceful and goal-oriented lives that they truly want to live. And it's basically the 5-step process is something that you have to go through in order for the next 21 days in order to get the results that you're looking for. Because of course, this program is, of course, to help you go from 0 to 100, somebody that you can't even look at, to somebody that you can be truly proud of. Because of course, I was once in the shoes of somebody that's always seeking for validation, somebody who was just afraid of failure, somebody who's couldn't even look at themselves, somebody with just low self-esteem. And and with this 5-step process, it helped me, of course, to be the person to who I am now. And the person that I am now is somebody who is very God-fearing, somebody who is very determined, somebody who is very dedicated, somebody who is very driven. And of course, being able to allow your actions speak louder than your words is something that is very rare. A lot of us have dreams, of course, to do this or do that, and just say this and say that. But what are you going to do in order to get to those dreams? What kind of steps, what kind of plan are you going to take in order to get to where you want to get to in life? And a lot of us don't know our own plans. First of all, a lot of us don't even know our true self. And with this 5-step process, it's going to allow you to learn who you are as a person. It's going to take you through a step-by-step process, all the way from step 1, with the course starting with the Lord. True strengths and abilities will ultimately, give you a true clarity and understanding that, okay, this is who I am. This is what I love to do. This is something that, this is something that I'm not, very good at. This is something that I might need to take away, what I'm saying, from who I am. It kind of basically, helps you with habits, mindset, and relationships. It's going to take you through a step-by-step process, to learn yourself and to basically, give you a plan, because of course, a lot of us, we know what kind of dreams we want, but we just don't have the plan to do that. And with this 5-step process, it's going to allow you to, set a plan for yourself and to learn yourself and to take every day as and as a new task. Because of course, you want to be better than the person that you were yesterday. And and with doing that, you have to start with being uncomfortable. I've heard a saying in my journey so far that, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because with uncomfortableness shows the true strength of who you are as a person. It shows the true colors of who you are. Is you somebody that's going to sink when things just suddenly goes left, or is you going to be somebody that's going to, shine above the darkness, that God has set you out to do, and somebody that's going to overcome, the true task that you are going through in your daily basis. And but the 5-step process is to basically help you learn yourself, grow as a person, take away weaknesses, and bring in more strengths, and to also grow closer with God. Because in reality, that's what life is about. It's to grow closer with the Lord Himself. The God. A lot of people, they always be like, when I call for God, you know what I'm saying? When they be like, when I call for God, he may not always come when we want him to be. But what we have to realize is that God is with us 24/7, guys. Like, God is with us all day and every day. And in reality, He's waiting on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the true pure, we have the true conscience that we know what we want to do in our life. We just need to give it all into God. Let we need to let all of the depressions go. We need to let all of the self-doubt go and give it all to the Lord. Because in reality, He's here for us, whether we know it or not. When we feel like we have nobody, we always have somebody. And without, and with brushing the Lord out of your life, constantly, it's only putting more burden into yourself and putting more stress upon yourself. When in reality, you don't have to go through that, guys. In reality, the true freedom is giving the Lord, your life, and to know that everything is going to go exactly how, how it planned out to be. Living with every decision that you make is truly key in this day and age, because there are people out here that are very judgmental, that are going to always have a say so, which is something that takes a toll on you, of course, because you know you always care about what others think. You always look for validation. You always look for attention, and that's what we are going through in today's society. Always seeking attention, always jumping on new waves, always trying to seek for validation, when that shouldn't be the thing. The only validation
Yes.
you should be trying to seek is, of course, the Lord himself. and
Yeah.
and and without that, what I'm saying, like, what kind of route are you truly going? Like, who are you really doing it for? And when you feel
So
like you're doing, no, go ahead, man.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, oh, no, no, no. But I was just trying to say, well, just knowing who you're doing it for and who you're serving and your true purpose in life is ultimately key. Is ultimately key, and that's the kind of message that I want to give out to my program, is that no matter what happens, no matter through the tribulations, no matter through the tough times, always focus on the ultimate task at hand and learn who you are as a person, and that's going to ultimately set you a footstep ahead from others. And that's what basically the program gives to you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And how do we access the program?
Of course, the link, of course, which is called Ultimate Masterpiece website. Just go on the website, of course, which is called Ultimate Masterpiece website, and it's also, the link is also on all of my socials. I got Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, of course, which you can also see at the in the links below in this podcast. But you can find it on every single one of my socials. It's going to be in every single link, in every single bio on all my socials, and of course the website is called Ultimate Masterpiece website. So just click that, just look up that website, and just click up the name that I'm gonna call, and it should automatically pop up towards your browser. Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what's your social media name? What is your name on
Um,
social media?
yes, ma'am. All my social media names really have the same name, but really more. But my social media name is, of course, the real Kelan. My Facebook name is, of course, Kelan Harper. My full government name, and so as my YouTube page. But related to TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat is the real Kelan. The TikTok has two ends, just as much as the Instagram with two ends, but my Snapchat only has one end. But my Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram is named Keelan, and my Facebook page is Keelan Harper, and so as my YouTube page as well.
Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you say you have an offer for our audience. What is your offer?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
that
Well, of course, if you're somebody that, of course, trying that are struggling, with your habits, with mindsets, and of course relationships, and all. If you're somebody that's trying to have a better body, what I mean by the better body is, trying to get abs, trying to get in better condition, get in, in a better state of mind, and state of being as a whole. I have a free offer, that is also on my website, which of course masterpiece website. And basically, just by adding your email subscription, it will give you automatically a free document, which of course explains 7 ways to build self-confidence. And through orderly fashion, it will go through, of course, just like of course the program itself. Basically, when you put your email in, think of the automation, content, like the program itself. It's in all in orderly fashion, of course, and it's going to take you through a step-by-step process to get to where you want to be, and to have more clarity in life. Basically, of course, it's 7 ways, to build self-confidence, starting from isolation all the way down from, with the action process, and just with this free content, will give you a clear idea on how the 21-day self-confidence challenge will be like. But also, give you more clarity on what your life truly means and the true purpose that you are desperately trying to look for. So yeah, with this free document, all you have to do is go on my website and just put your email subscription and put your full information down below, and it will be automatically sent through to you through email, and it's gonna automatically give you the instructions to what you truly are looking for. So yes, guys, it's 7 ways to build self-confidence, and just go through the email process with putting your full information in, and it should be automatically sent to you. Yes, ma'am.
Excellent,
Yes, ma'am.
excellent, Keelan. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast
No, ma'am.
today.
Thank you. No, thank you, ma'am. I truly appreciate this, and we go always stay in touch, ma'am. Hearing what you were saying about your books and all that, I kind of want to, get in touch with you a lot more because, I've been having thoughts about that as well. Of course, I'm somebody who always focus on what's in front of them at that very moment in life, but with having the vision that I have, I do want to learn more about making and publishing books as well. And I believe that you will be able to help me with that as well. So once again, I truly thank you for being a part of this podcast. And we're gonna stay in touch because I'm gonna keep in my tabs for sure, man. Yes, ma'am, for sure. Yes, ma'am.
Already,
Yes, ma'am.
already. So
Yes, ma'am.
before we go, I want you to drop two gems that you would give to anybody who is aspiring to be an entrepreneur or business owner.
Okay. All right. Gem number one: never be afraid. Because afraid, because in my opinion, every word every word out of the diction is just an excuse to stop you from doing what you're really supposed to be doing. One thing you want to do, if you're somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, always go with your gut. You know what I'm saying? Because going with your gut would be the best thing that you could possibly do. Because having all that weight off your shoulders, having all that stress, you is something that you truly are something that you truly are looking for, and that's something that you will want to take as being an entrepreneur. Living with every decision that you on a daily basis. Rather if it's something small. With something that one thing you want to do is set yourself a routine for one. Set yourself a plan, and through weekly basis. You know what I'm saying? Go through small goals that you want to go through on a weekly basis, and take small steps on an everyday basis, and it's going to show you, and it's going to allow you. You know what I'm saying, to get the feel of being a true entrepreneur, and it's going to allow you to also get the feel of living with every decision that you make, because that's something that is very vital in being a business owner and being a CEO with whatever you want to do. But yes, living with every decision that you make is something key. And also, you know number two is also, don't care about what others say, because you're gonna have judgmental people around you no matter what. And one thing you do is surround yourself with people that you can learn from, and people that can learn from you. Because in reality, life is about living and learning. And if you're around people that are constantly keeping you in the same bubble that get out of, is going to keep you where you are trying to get out of. And it's going to cause procrastination, it's going to cause excuses, it's going to cause everything out the book. In reality, that's not what God set you out to do. God don't believe in procrastination, God don't believe in excuses, because that's just who he is. You want to be in the likeness of the Lord himself. You want to take time and just learn yourself and learn who God is, because being who God is and being in the likeness of him will ultimately allow you to know that being who I am, being what believing what I stand for, having the foundation that I set for myself, can't nobody take that away from me. And you only want to surround yourself with people that are going to make you think more about your foundation, and see how can you add on to your foundation, and how can you add more to your belief system, instead of always instead of decreasing your knowledge. You always want to gain more. You always want to gain more knowledge. Don't decrease knowledge, gain more knowledge, and to always be driven, and to always focus on the ultimate task at hand. So yes, that's the two gems that I want to give to y'all. Number one,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am,
Thank you
100%.
so much.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
once again, tell us how we can get in contact with you with your website and your social media.
Yes, ma'am. Of course. My website, of course, is called ultimatemasterpiece.website, guys. And my social media links below will be, of course, my Snapchat, related to my Snapchat, TikTok, and my Instagram page is the real Keelan. And my Facebook and my YouTube page is my government name, which is Kelan Harper. So Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram is the real Kelan, and my Facebook and my YouTube page is Kelan Harper, and that's where you can contact me. And if anybody have any more questions, you can also email me at ultimatemasterpiece1@outlook.com, and I will give you as much information as you are looking for. And we can also get on a discovery call as well, which will be on the links of my social media accounts below. So yeah. But that's where you can find me at, and also if you want more information, of course, my website will speak it all for. And of course, with the free document which explain, will also give you more information about what the 21-day self-confidence challenge will bring to the table for you. Ask me, what I'm saying, what will the 21-day self-confidence challenge bring to me? And that's a rhetorical question, because that's something I want to reverse to you. You know what I'm saying? In your own perspective, in your own reality, what can you bring to the 21-day self-confidence challenge? In your own mind, in your own reality, what will you do to get the results that you are looking for? What obstacles, what tribulations will you go through in order to get to what you truly want? Because that's what life is about. It's not about peaches and cream. It's not about getting what you want. Because when you get what you want, value as much as what you would get when you have worked very hard for it. So just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? And if you have any more questions, of course, feel free to emails, which I explained, ultimatemasterpiece1@outlook.com. And yeah, yes, ma'am. And of course, again, I appreciate you, Miss Frenchaire, to allow me to be on this podcast. Of course, and yes, ma'am, 100%.
Thank you so much, Kelan.
Thank you
And
so much.
thank you, audience, for tuning in to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. We will have all the information for Kelan to connect with Kelan on the show notes.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
do pay attention to our sponsor, Omnia Radiation Balancer. The sticker that helps get clear up some of the radiation that radiates from your laptops and your phones. So tap into the Omnia Radiation Balancer. If you use code B, you will get 10% off of your order. The link is in the show notes. And again, tap into my books, Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? The Strategy and Struggle, Go Nuggets for Entrepreneurs, Lessons That Change Your Life. The Single Say Struggle, The Struggle Continues audiobook series. And lastly, Finding Joy in the Journey Volume 2. You can purchase those on FrenchAir.com. And do support the podcast. Do
Yes.
support the podcast as much as you can. Our Cash App is $BEANDUSLLC, BNUS LLC. Our brand, we have PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. We got all of it. So go ahead and tap in, support the podcast. We need to get new equipment and new software so we can continue to connect with more Black business owners. And so thank you again for tuning in. And at this moment, we're going to say peace until next time. Peace.
Peace.
Check this out. Yo, them beats is poppin'. Check this out. St. Louis' very own hit record release. Love Song. By JCD, rap artist. Yeah, he's fat. Check this out. From MIDT Records, B&B Productions. Pick it up at your local neighborhood store. Sound.
BNUS LLC.
Hip hop with DJ Ben. So you've been enjoying the beats by the host, Frenchaire-Gardner. and the other musicians who have submitted their music to a News You Can Use podcast. Your music can be played on the podcast too, globally streamed. Come on now. Email us your MP3 WAV files. Only criteria that you either black or brown, and that your music is positive. Because on the News You Can Use podcast, we promote positivity and vibrating on a high frequency. And so, send in your music. I'll play it, and it'll be fun hearing your podcast. You're hearing your song played on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Pandora and Audible and iBooks and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Stitcher. And there's over 30 countries besides the United States are streaming a News You Can Use podcast. So I'm just grateful for you. I'm grateful for all the musicians who sent us music and gave us permission to play their music on our podcast and platform. So send us your music. I'll put the email in the show notes. You can always reach out to us on Instagram on our B and Us LLC page. That's, the @ B as in beautiful, E as in excellent, A as in and, D as in dance, U as in umbrella, S as in sing, L as in light, L as in love, C as in if you're scared, go to church. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast, where we promote BIPOC business owners and artists from across the diaspora. We don't get the proper shine that we deserve, but on this platform, we get to tell our own narratives, share their fascinating business stories, tell how they impact their communities, and give valuable advice for businesses. Leave us a review wherever you are tuning in. Follow, hit the bell, subscribe, rate the podcast wherever you're listening so that you'll get notified when the next episode drops. Please leave us feedback on our Instagram page at Frenchaire_Gardner, FRENCHAIRE_GARDNER. Leave us a review wherever you are tuning in. Support this podcast with a small monthly contribution to help sustain future episodes. Cashapp $Bandusllc, BEANDUSLLC, or PayPal.me/Frenchaire, FRENCHAIRE, or buy me a coffee, BUYMEA coffee, COFFEE.com/Frenchaire, FRENCHAIRE. Do support my writing journey by buying a signed copy of the physical books or getting the ebook or audiobook. That's Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? Available on Amazon or my website. Signed copies on my website. Finding Joy in the Journey Volume 2, available on my website for signed copies. Gold Nuggets for Entrepreneurs. Lessons that change your life, available on my website or Amazon.com. The ebook is available for The Strategy in Struggle, is available on different platforms because it's an ebook. Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? The first edition is available only in ebook on Amazon. And lastly, the audiobooks are available on my website for the Single Save Struggle, The Struggle Continues, and also the second edition of Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? They're available on our website, bit.ly/F as in Friday, RENCHY BOOKS. And I'd also like your supporting, you purchasing my fresh original abstract painting design collection on Threadless. Go to FrenchiesWonders.threadless.com. Thank you.
St. Louis dropping, popping.
Black bodies on the line. Let the creator elevate your mind.
New hits like this.
Like 3, you're out, no mistake. That's the way the pitch break. My old man, sleeping in his
The Redemption Song by V. Nelson.
sometimes grumbling and complaining, but always keeping on. A garden of fragrant flowers. Then you, woman, child,
Last poet, you know it.
flowering garden of my heart, and my heart open to you.
Pick it up at your local neighborhood stores.
Flowing out.
Consumed by my brother's Common Folk. What up, Terry and Tony? I love you.
In your life, no matter what you do, don't you find yourself consumed? It's alright. It's alright. Let me take the time to say, we too caught up in material things. See, everybody out in the world feel like they gotta have something to define their identity. Feeling me, I've been planning this curiously. What make a nigga think he better than me? 'Cause he got something that I didn't want nothing to do with in the motherfucking first place. So I say, hey, if you feel it's alright if you like to play, it's alright. If you like the fire things, as long as they don't control. If you like to leave, if you fast high. If you like the special things you buy. If you like it, as long as it don't control you. Whatever you have desired for in your life, you can have it. The formula and the process are word indeed makes it happen. You got to know it to feel it. You got to feel it to want it. You got to want it to choose it to be it and do it. You got to do it to have it. You got to have it to see it. Before you know it, you got it because the fact is you be it. But if you don't place a value on all the things that you choose, your life can be overtaken by all the shit you consume. If you spend cheese on your pinky ring, cheese on your pinky ring, it's alright if you like to play music. If you like the finer things, as long as they don't control you. If you hit the fast high, if you like the special things you buy, if you like getting high, as long as it don't control you. Right, no matter what you do, don't you find yourself consoled? Everybody wants to be on yourself control.